President Kiir calls for unity and peace nationwide. Organized forces are directed to perform their duties with integrity as the nation celebrates independence. And 73 medical students graduate from Upper Nile University to boosting the country's medical services. Hello, good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in to SSBC. I am Mathiang Joseph. Vice President Dr. Benjamin Bolmel has briefed President Salva Kiir on the current economic and security situation of the country. Monday's report followed President Salva Kiir's return from his diplomatic visit to the United Arab Emirates, aiming at exploring avenues for cooperation. The updates confirmed the stability of a security situation across the country despite minor isolated incidents which have been addressed. During the meeting, President Salva Kiir reiterated his call for national unity and reconciliation for the national prosperity. In other news development, President Salva Kiir has commended the government and people of Eastern Equatoria State for their unwavering commitment to peace and stability. The president made these remarks after receiving a comprehensive briefing from the state governor, Louis Lobong Lojore, on the current situation in the region. In other news development, the president bid farewell to the current outgoing Ethiopian ambassador whose tour of duty in the country has come to an end. SSBC's Alejandro Lotok reports.
With a steady focus on the nation's progress, President Kiir has commended the government and the people of Eastern Equatoria for their consistent efforts towards maintaining peace and stability. The president's remarks came after a detailed briefing from Governor Louis Lobong Lojore on the general situation within the region. Governor Lobong highlighted that Eastern Equatoria remains stable largely due to the efforts of local communities and leadership. He emphasized that dialogue and coexistence have been central to the region's success, efforts which President Kiir called exemplary and worthy of being emulated by other states.
I shared with him the general situation of Eastern Equatoria, which is calm and peaceful. Together with the people and the political parties in Eastern Equatoria, we have maintained peace and will continue to do so. I also shared with him the challenges that is being caused by delayed of rains and that there is hunger in the state and that there dry spell. Most of the crops is failed in part of the state, but we are doing what we can to ensure that traders take food to the rural areas and also the partners, those who can help in relief. I also shared with him the initiative of the people of Eastern Equatoria and the government to assist the University of Torit open so that to be able to enroll many young people who are unable to pursue their studies outside the state, and the progress is going on. The president appreciated the efforts that the people of Eastern Equatoria are doing by maintaining peace and encourage us to continue and encourage the people to cultivate and produce food and mitigate the weather, which is a general problem.
In a separate development, the president bade farewell to the outgoing Ethiopian ambassador to South Sudan, Nabil Mahdi Abdullahi, as his diplomatic mission in the country concluded. During a meeting at the State House in Juba, President Kiir lauded Ambassador Nabil for his dedication in strengthening bilateral relations between Juba and Addis Ababa. The outgoing ambassador expressed his sincere gratitude to the government and the people of South Sudan for their warmth and cooperation during his tenure.
Bid farewell as my tenure comes to an end. First of all, I wish him happy 40th anniversary Independence Day, and I express also my sincere gratitude for His Excellency on behalf of the government and people of Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. Our cooperation in political, economic and security people long-standing historical relation has seen important progress, and I am very proud to have contributed to strengthening this strategic ties in different sectors. For example, infrastructure projects, the road between Ethiopia and South Sudan, which is going to resume soon, and for capacity building in health and education, which facilitates the scholarship for South Sudanese students, and the border governors initiatives, border trails, and other initiatives. I wish this initiative will continue.
President Kiir acknowledged Ambassador Nabil's valuable contributions and wished him success in his future endeavors, emphasizing the importance of continued cooperation between the two nations, which share not only historical ties, but also a future of shared prosperity. Alejandro Lotok, SSBC News, Juba.
Now reverting your attention to the country's education sector, the Upper Nile University has appealed to the medical sector to provide equal opportunities to fresh medical graduates, including its 73 new medical doctors, to assisting the country's transformation in terms of medical services. SSBC's Dut Takpin attended the graduation ceremony of the science students, highlighting the importance of investing in competent doctors to meet the patient care demands by 2030.
The day is calm and momentous as 73 science students officially received their degrees from Upper Nile University, marking the completion of their academic journey and their formal entrance into the medical professions. This academic milestone holds great significance not only for the graduates, but also for the university community and the peoples of South Sudan who are hopeful for improved medical services. In recognition of this achievement, the university's Medical Student Association organized an event to honor the 73 new doctors for their resilience and determination as they prepare to enter the healthcare field and help to bridge the gaps in the country's medical system. The Minister of Higher Education, Science and Technology, Modud Biariel, who presided over the graduation ceremony, expressed confidence that these new doctors could transform healthcare delivery in the country.
Always strive for excellence. It is not about caring for the whole person, addressing their physical, emotional, and social needs, but rather it is also about building relationships, fostering trust, and making a positive impact on the lives of those who use.
Representing the Vice Chancellor of Upper Nile University, Professor Ambrose Samuel, urged the graduates to apply their knowledge and skill effectively to meet the diverse healthcare needs of the populations and contribute to the public health advancement.
Today we are graduating new human savers. Human savers, they are excellent like this one, they will save us for the other 50 years to come. We can see that these graduates, they are now well back, because I have seen how rigorous the exam which has been done to them.
Graduate Representative Dr. Emmanuel Thon Madin acknowledged the sacrifices and dedications of both the lecturers and parents who supported their academic goals despite the country's economic challenges.
We also appreciate the administration of Juba Teaching Hospital, Juba Military Referral Hospital, and Al-Sabah Children's Hospital. These hospitals are the one we went for plaque during our third year, and we are currently doing our intensive program in the hospital. So we appreciate all of them for standing with us.
Many describe the occasion as the dawn of a new era of medical excellence with the potential to significantly enhance healthcare delivery and improve the well-being of indigenous population. Dut Takpin, SSBC News.
Disaster Risk Reduction Program opened in Juba on Monday. The Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management organizes a program in collaboration with the development partners. SSBC's Idris Stephen reports.
Looking for a homogeneous lasting solution to disaster risk reduction in the country, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management and other stakeholders converged at Palm Africa Hotel in Juba for a 6-day crunch deliberations to consolidate ideas on disaster risk reduction and take anticipatory action on any type of disasters in the country. Addressing the gathering, the Minister for Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, Albina Kolatak, encouraged the participants to contribute wealth of knowledge to build a resolute document for disaster risk reduction in the country.
The increasing frequency and severity of climate-related shocks, including floods, droughts, and heat waves, have compounded the suffering of our communities. Over the next 6 days that you are going to be in the workshop, I encourage all participants to engage deeply and collaboratively. Let us define the structures, resources, and capacities required to operationalize anticipatory action. Review and validate the roadmap and mainstream these actions into our national disaster risk reduction frameworks and policies.
And the representative of Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, David Kwaje, said it's crucial to align anticipatory action with the existing government priorities to match regional policies for addressing disaster risks.
As you all know, South Sudan faces a complex and compounding risk environment, which is marked by the intersection of climatic extremes, displacement, and social-economic stress. It is therefore crucial to align anticipatory action with existing government policies, reinforced through regional and international cooperation, using mechanisms such as IGAD to support our member states on anticipatory action on some of the 5 key areas.
The country director for Food and Agricultural Organization, Meshak Ogunamelo, said the deliberations of the workshop should be focus-based to inform communities, especially farmers, to make better decisions on climatic changes in regards to their farming activities.
And what we are sure of is that about 1.3 million farming households in South Sudan really require to make focused decisions. And so I want to encourage this group that as we move ahead, let us put these communities ahead and think, what is this decision that they need to take so that they can be able to take anticipatory.
On her side, the representative of the United Nations Disaster Risk Reduction, Pobe Wafola Sikoko, urged stakeholders to incorporate and implement the 2021 disaster risk policies into the anticipatory action and advance the agenda of disaster risk reduction and early warning actions in the country.
And it's quite impressive to also see that one of the main objectives of this meeting today and throughout the week is that we'll be focusing on the revision of the disaster risk reduction policy, which is quite critical when it comes to disaster risk governance. Also, as UNDRR, we are fully aware that South Sudan is affected by various water-related risks, particularly floods and drought, and that the impacts that the Republic of South Sudan experiences from these two hazards remains quite massive.
In the course of 6 days, participants are expected to put together ideas and formulate policies which would guide the roadmap of the disaster risk reduction and anticipatory action system in South Sudan. Idris Stephen, SSBC News, Juba.
Now, as the nation prepares for the 14th Independence Anniversary celebrations, General Mangar Bong, Acting Minister of Interior, directed all organized forces across the country to execute their duties with highest integrity and professionalism. urging citizens to cooperate with the security personnel during the independence celebration. For his part, the Inspector General of Police, General Abraham Manyuat Peter, announces deployment of over 4,000 forces to ensure public safety during the celebration. The police chief stresses the commitment of the organized forces to protecting civilians and their property, urging community to actively participate alongside the law enforcement agencies to maintaining law and order in the country.
The Ministries of Interior is making this press a statement to direct all organized forces within Juba and across the whole states and administrative areas to do their job with a high value, respect, and integrity, protect people, life, and their properties during these events. We also appeal to the citizen countrywide to cooperate with the security forces so that celebrate our independence peacefully.
We in the security, we make always contingency plan in such occasion. We bring forces from different units, being the army, because they are going to make a cordon circle outside the town. We have normal police from Central Equatoria. We have also the CID, who will be among the community collecting information. And also we have traffic, who are always deployed in roundabout. We have professional standard who monitor the behaviors of the police. We have operation, including
Now reverting our attention to diplomatic engagement in the country, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Akwe Bona Malwal, convened discussions with the Israeli ambassador to South Sudan, Gershon Kada, in Juba on Monday. The meeting centered on enhancing bilateral cooperation with particular emphasis on education sector. Ambassador Kada reaffirmed Israel's commitment to supporting the country's basic service delivery. Deputy Minister Malwal underscored the importance of boosting its collaboration between the two nations. Now moving on, Central Equatoria State Government and United Nations Mission in South Sudan, UNMISS, explored key areas of cooperation enhancing peace and development in the region. This follows a meeting between Governor Rabbi Mujung Emmanuel and United Nations Mission in South Sudan, UNMISS, head of field office in Joki Kianjuo, focusing on peace, security, unity, and infrastructural development in the region. Governor Mujung confirmed his commitment to working closely with the United Nations Mission in South Sudan in advancing peace building and development efforts across the state. Speaking to the media after the meeting, Njuki assured UNMISS continued support to the state, noting that governor's priorities align with the mission's mandate to promoting peace and stability in the country.
In our discussion, the governor has drawn out his priorities, which are aligned to the UNMISS mandate. Some of the priorities that His Excellency the Governor drew out are in relation to peaceful coexistence across the counties of Central Equatoria State, civil-military relations, service delivery, as well as understanding the priorities of different communities and looking at the peaceful coexistence and the structures across the counties that we can support for peace and security. He also drew out some of the priorities, including infrastructural development for peace, as well as infrastructural development to enable movement and access and service delivery in the state. We are going to take this into consideration and continue working and deepening our relationship with the state government.
Now let's cross over to Malakal, the capital of Upper Nile State, where the government called on communities to unite and support its peace and reconciliation efforts towards national prosperity. Governor is speaking to the media. Governor James Kong Chuol stresses the importance of peace and stability in fostering development in the region.
يا فعلا ان احنا جايين نحتفل معه يوم 9 شهر 7 اللي هو عيد بتاع الاستقلال بتاع جنوب السودان، والرساله بتاعي لهم انه يكون وحده بيناتنا، وحده جنوب السودان، وحده بتاعنا بتاع ولايه النيل، ده في المقام الاول. يعني ده موسم الزراعي، ناس يزرعوا لانه الامن الغذائي اهم شيء ومحدد شديد كان معنا.
Now from Malakal, let's go to Kwajok, the capital of Warabe State, where Governor Bolwega Goth and development partners have discussed areas of cooperation. In a statement to SSBC, Information Minister Mahmir Bath says the meeting stresses on the cooperation between the government and development partners for successful and sustainable project implementation in the region. Philip Gassim, partners representative, assures the commitment of non-governmental organizations to working with the government to enhance service delivery in the region.
They will review our long-term partners with this developmental partner. So, which phase 1 was implemented by our developmental partners, where UNDP partnership with Concord develop and construct around 11 law enforcement, rule enforcement structures. So there are some of them. The calls for support was accepted by our developmental partners, headed by UNIMIS. And then now we'll be heading to the implementation of the state of emergency, and our governor will begin his touring in Greater Toy soon. At the time, it's not yet communicated, but will be communicated soon.
So we established a number of community governance structures, PCRCs, cattle camp committees. We also did a number of resilience activities, and we also conducted several dialogues bringing conflicting parties together to find the resolutions on how to reduce the conflict. One of the success areas that we have implemented in Greater Tonj is the establishment of 11 rule of law infrastructures. These include 7 police posts, 3 prisons, and 1 modern court in Romy.
That's it from me and the team. I am Mathiang Joseph, and thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for more programs coming up.